let you pass in a second. This week's video has been in the making since my birthday time back in March. It has been such a long... I feel like I've been editing this same video for such a while now. My life has just been very hectic and everything's been all over the place. So this video's definitely taken a time to get out there. And I've been using any little spare time I have to try and get this actually uploaded. So I do apologise that there was no video out last week. But I hope everyone has been having a really amazing week and I hope everyone is doing well. As you can see in this video, we went to Whitby for my birthday and we ended up popping into Whitby a couple of times within the month of March, and I've kind of just added those in, so some snippets are from other days. The good chunk of the video from the beginning and the shop part and the Abbey I took on my birthday, and then the other 2 times we visited we went to Whitby West Cliffs and kind of did the walk alongside the Abbey and the cliff tops, and then also went into more of the beach going from Sands End to the Whitby Whaleboat, which is a very beautiful walk as well. We luckily hit time when the tide was out, so by the time we got to the end we were kind of cutting it close to the tide coming back in, so we had to really like do the last like couple of minutes of walk quite quickly across the beach to get back onto the path bit, and then we just went through the actual Whitby town centre to get back to the car, and it was just a really fun time. All those 3 trips that we went to Whitby was just really fun, and we were really lucky and had really good weather. When we did the walk from Sands End to the Whitby Whaleboat, it was actually like really cloudy, not cloudy, sorry, it was really foggy and it almost looked like misty. It gave me like the Fog vibes of the film. I don't know if anyone's seen that film, where the pirates come in the lighthouse and stuff. It was very like atmospheric but also kind of creepy in a little way. But as always, we got to see some amazing bits of wildlife and scenery. Obviously the sea is always beautiful, and each time we had a look at different things. The Abbey was very atmospherical, especially with the sun setting as we took some photos, and I added some snippets of that in here. I did forget to record, but I did do 2 little sketches of Whitby Pier area when I was there. We had a little sit down, I was having a coffee, and so was my mum, and we were both just having a little bit of a sketch and a little painting session, and I wrote down different animals that I'd seen while we were there on that day trip at Whitby, and I did a little sketch. I do have a little snippet added in where I show you what I sketched, but I didn't actually remember to record myself actually doing the sketching. I did a little lighthouse, and there was this really chunky cute wood pigeon chilling on the railing alongside the cliff top, so you can look out to the pier at Whitby, and I incorporated that as well. I haven't finished it properly, but I did draw him while he was chilling, or her, I don't know, it was a little boy, little girl, but the wood pigeon was very cute, and I thought I had to add that into the sketch, as I just like to incorporate animals anyway. And while we were sitting there was also quite a few crows sitting about, and then there was a load of starlings came, and they were kind of going around the grass foraging for little bits, I'm assuming some worms or some little bugs, and it was just very cute. And also once again the sun was setting on that second trip to Whitby as well, and it was just very atmospherical and very beautiful and very relaxing. I had a really fun time in March. We went to quite a few places. We went to Whitby a couple of times, we went to Sea Houses a couple of times, and we went to Bamburgh Castle. Just like some really fun trips in March. It was very eventful and I really did love every moment of it. Just a small little interrupted message. If you have liked this art vlog so far, feel free to hit the like button and the subscribe button. It really does help the channel out a lot, and I really do appreciate it. Also, give a comment if you have been to Whitby before. I do like to see where people have been, or if you've got any of your favourite coastal towns that you like to visit. You can also drop them down below and I'll see if I've been to any of them, and if not, I'll put them on my massive, enormous bucket list of places that I want to go in the UK and also abroad. And lastly, if you wish to check out any of my other socials, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok. I am also on Ko-fi, which also has my Ko-fi shop, and some of my art products are there to view as well if you would be interested in having a look at those as well, and they're all linked in the description box. For those of you who've maybe not been to Whitby before, it is a very atmospherical and very pretty gothic-y place. I definitely recommend, if you have not been before, to definitely visit Whitby. It's full of hotels and restaurants, so if you live a bit further out, there is places to stop and stay. It can be a little harder in April time and October time to get places like hotels, just because they do host a Gothic Week festival, is really popular in Whitby, and I know it's solid to get hotels during the time they're on, and that's, I believe they do them in April and October. I might be wrong about that, you might want to double check that, but I'm sure they're the 2 months that they do them, because I think they have them twice a year, and I believe they've been running since 1994, so it has been a festival that has been going on for quite a while now. And Whitby is obviously very historical. It's full of history for North Yorkshire, and it's basically a little side town. I say little, it's not actually that little when you're walking it. It's quite a big town, but it's a lovely seaside coastal town with a clifftop abbey, ruins of the abbey, sorry, and it is really rich in maritime and moorland heritage, and has a strong connection to Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is a lot of the Dracula story is based in Whitby. And the abbey also has 199 steps, so it is a good step workout if you want to get those steps in. But I know a lot of people do go for the abbey, and obviously I know a big portion of Whitby is in the Dracula story from Bram Stoker, because obviously that's where in England the shipwreck occurs, and obviously Dracula transforms into the dog, and that he goes up to the abbey steps and takes reign basically in the graveyard around the abbey, and that's basically where the story kind of starts. And Whitby Abbey is around, I believe, 1,300, I could be a bit wrong about that, years old roughly. I think it's got a lot of 7th century roots, but I'm assuming there's some maybe 5th and 6th century in there as well. I'm not too sure in terms of the ruins of the abbey themselves. I don't know if it was something prior to, because you tend to find with like cathedrals and churches or any ruins, you tend to find like there was something there beforehand, and then bit by bit they get built onto, and then they become ruins. So I'm not actually entirely sure about the abbey, so I will have to have a look into that. But if someone's a history nerd, or really just knows their stuff, or has been to Whitby and just knows all about Whitby, you probably will be better in terms of knowledge on the abbey. But that's just off the top of my head from what I can remember when I've previously looked a bit into Whitby. But yes, if you've never been, I definitely recommend. It's very a cool place. It's very atmospherical, it's very gothic-y, and it's just overall very beautiful place. I really enjoy it, and it's one of those coastal towns that I feel like is just very fun to be at. Most coastal towns are, and obviously if you like a bit more of a busier time, there is quite a lot of shops, and obviously the town's very busy, and especially during the summer in like April, October time when the goth festival's happening, it is a very busy coastal town as well. But heading into the end of the video, I wanted to have a little sketch of the abbey, as I took some photos when the sun was setting when we did our walk along West Cliffs part of Whitby, and it was just really atmospherical once again, and I kept thinking how I wanted to sketch it. So when I got back home, I used my trusty but nearly complete Royal Talent sketchbook, and I used some of my Mungyo watercolours. I always forget I've got this Mungyo watercolour set, and I've had them for years, and every time I reuse them I remind myself why I really like them, because for all they're quite a cheap paint to get. When I got these anyway, they were quite affordable. I believe they were £12.99, and the colours are really pigmented. I really enjoy using these, and they're very easy to work with and blend with. And I just basically did a light wash of yellows, some corals, and I put some blues in there for the sky. And then because it was quite a dark photo that I took, and I took this photo later in the day, I decided to get out some of the Winsor & Newton ink for the abbey itself, and I just kind of did the Winsor & Newton black ink, and I just fully blocked out the abbey section and the grass section in the foreground of the painting that I was doing, and it kind of give that more gothic feel to it. And the abbey obviously gives quite a gothic feel anyway. especially with it being in its ruined state, and it's a very beautiful ruin to have a look at and take photos of. It's just very atmospherical. I just love it in general. It's one of my favourite spots. And I really wanted this to be a nice easygoing sketch, as I've been feeling really not stressed or anxious, but the mind has just been very occupied, especially with starting a new job. So I felt like the sketching session really soothed the nervous system perfectly. Just having some music on and a chill time painting, it really just helped calm everything down. And I was really enjoying using the ink just for block colours, because I felt like it kind of took a lot of the thought away. I didn't really have to put much thought into doing the abbey, just give it like a rough line work of it. And then I always have fun with these inks, and I must get them out more often. I'm thinking of maybe doing some block backgrounds and maybe doing some shells on the foreground on the inked background, but I haven't really come to a conclusion with that yet. So I will keep you guys in tune with that if I decide to do that, but I must use the inks more often. There are so many art supplies that I have, and I really must use more of them, because every time I get different art supplies that I have out, I remind myself why I really like them and that I need to use them more. So it's not good enough, is it, guys? I'm gonna have to start using these art supplies up. But without further ado, everyone, I shall see you in the next video I do for the channel, and I hope everyone has a lovely rest of their week and weekend, and I hope everyone has amazing time creating, and I shall see you next time. Bye!